on the other corner. Doesn't get me, and then he runs in. So I throw a flashbang. It goes over his shoulder. I think he thought it was a grenade. So he like stutters and like spins and turns and like tries to decide which way to go. Well, he tucks into a corner. And so now we're like Mexican standoff style. And then he doesn't know that I only have a bolt action rifle. So like he's like we're like doing the dance and he's like just littering me with fucking bullets. Just he's got like 60 round magazine and he comes around the corner, I pop him. But he's got like full armor. He's got like a fucking $200,000 fucking helmet on level 6. It just bounces off, blows me up, or he shreds me with his gun. And then I hit him in the head, dealt some damage to him, but didn't kill him. But his name was No Extract for You. And so like that's all he was doing was he was camping up on this hillside waiting for people like us to extract and just killing us and then coming and taking all of our stuff.
It's just griefing.
Yeah, griefing hard.
Fucking griefers.
But like there's so many like extract campers. Like it's insane. But not all the games are bad. Some of them are good. Like they're not all the same, which is kind of neat. But because people have different strategies, not everyone's an exit camper. But like it really keeps you on your toes. Like you don't go around corners without checking, ever.
Right?
Like,
yeah. Yeah, it's a completely different type of game. Like,
but it does so much to give you that suspense, survival horror because you never know. Oh man, it's so good.
That's that part, like just that part of the game seems interesting to me because I know like my heart would just be racing constantly. No fucking HUD, no idea where anybody is.
Yeah,
there's no music.
It's exhilarating, and it's a lot of audio cues. So like you'll hear the gunfire, and some of it's pretty good, but then it's still in beta, and it's not always perfect. So sometimes the game will fuck you, but once you kind of learn those things, then you're good. But you'll be able to isolate like kind of like what kind of gun it is, how far away it is, once you start to learn the feel for it. And then have you ever heard of a guy named General Sam?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, you have to check him out. He's on YouTube. He's I don't know how to describe him. He's hilarious. But he plays a lot of Tarkov. He plays other games, but he definitely plays a lot of Tarkov. But they call them rats, like because people play very like rat-like ways. Like sometimes they'll just crawl through grass, like for 10 minutes, like just crawling through grass to get to some loot. And like, yeah, it's pretty funny.
I saw a clip of something similar to that where a guy was just sitting in a bush the whole time.
Yeah.
Because he knew like being inside this bush, it was so camouflaged that people weren't even seeing him as they were passing by. Like he would wait until they got close and just started gunning them down, and then he wouldn't loot the body. He would wait, and then somebody else would come and he would gun them down. And he did that multiple times until there were like 3 bodies, and then he would loot everything he could.
Yeah. The AI is not very smart, but they're pretty lethal, which is pretty scary. But yeah, like that's a rat trap. That's what that is. It's a fucking filthy, dirty rat trap. I do shit like that all the time.
So there's no comms, right?
There's no in-game proxy. Yeah, there's no comms in-game, but you know, one downside I don't like to the game is that like you can team up, so you can squad up although like there's no additional help for the squad in game. They've got some emotes and stuff that you can say, like there's a lot of voice lines, but that just gives your position away because the fucking character yells that shit. And then, but yeah, most people just team up on Discord. So like everyone's scared as shit to go in solo, so they go in as a team of 4, and the maps are limited to how many players can join, but scavs can join after like 10 or 15 minutes. So like a common map I play is called Reserve. There's 11 players that can spawn in. So you don't know if there's 1 or 11. And then you don't know if those 1 or 11 are on teams or how many. And then after like 10 minutes of that raid goes by, scav players can join in and take over AI and spawn in AI. And then that's like a number of like 15. So yeah, I mean, at any time you can have lots of players on the map, but yeah, it's a really unique game. I don't think you could sit there, and I couldn't play it for 8 hours, but I get a good 3-4 hours in, and I like it. It's infuriating, but man, when you actually make it out and like you get some loot and you earn some money and you have some guns, you're like, fuck yeah, because you're so poor, and like you're like, please just let me find a dead body and I'll just leave. I'll just leave. But yeah, and sometimes you get to the exit before other people do, and you just sit there and they run up and you kill them.
And you take their shit and leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a dirty game.
But the really, like, there's a lot of cool things that go for it. Like, so the moving's really clunky. So it's really slow. You're not going to exploit jumping. I've become a huge fan of anti-jumping, because in Warzone, all people do is they either go prone or they jump. And it's kind of like how Halo was back in the day, where people just spam the jump button from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense when you're playing a realistic shooter for a guy with a fucking assault rifle to just be jumping around the map, shooting deadly accurate. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. But
yeah, that should be reserved for different style games.
hyperspace or hyperscape, or as I like to call it, Unreal Tournament 2020.
Very much so. I never played it, but I've seen it before, and it's very, very much like it. I guess good for a nostalgic way, but also when you come from games that have weapons that feel impactful, they sound good, and they like the way they sound and the way it looks when you shoot them. It feels like it's got this recoil to it and everything. Like, so far, Hyperscape doesn't have that. It's like basically guns without recoil. Everything's hit scan.
Yeah. There's some recoil, like when you hold it automatic fire style, but it's
like the bloom.
Yeah. It's not, I mean, the fact that they give you a center cursor, like a screen cursor, yeah, it feels like CS:GO in that regard. Point and click.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's like 10 times faster than CS:GO. So good luck.
Yeah, and also just because you can point and click faster than one other person doesn't mean you're gonna kill him, because it's gonna take you 8 bullets.
Yeah.
Not one.
Yeah. The shooting isn't the hard part in the game. It's the movement. Like, it's the parkour, it's the effortlessly like moving around the map that makes someone so good at the game. Like watching Dr. Lupo, it's almost like his character was skating the whole time, just skating.
Yeah, I was seeing that too because he was taking advantage of like the sprint,
The run, yeah,
the double
this,
jump, but
hmm
also when you crouch, you have a quick little dash.
yeah,
So like he was doing that all the time.
hmm
And I was watching him. I was like, man, how long have you been playing this game on under like an NDA? Because yeah, just like can you naturally be that good? But then again, motherfuckers play games all the time. So
I watched him get multiple wins and like a 21 kill game. So, but yeah, Dr. Lupo is really good. He also plays Tarkov.
yeah, I only played that one match, but I do want to dig in and play a couple more. They said the beta is going to last until it launches.
Yeah,
I'm assuming everybody's character starts from the beginning after that. True though.
better.
That's a pretty big advantage for everybody. Yeah, it probably resets because it seems like they said it was a season and the season's only lasting until the 12th or the 11th or something like that. So you have until the 11th or the 12th to get all those premium rewards for the beta, and then you get them.